This handle don't look like it has a cap that comes off or any screws on the side. So we had to put the channel locks on here to get that to turn, because that is where it hides the 7/32 set screw, a little Allen screw down in there. It's a real long screw, but you don't have to turn it very much to get it clear. This is probably going to be real hard to get off. We had to put channel locks on it and wiggle it. If that wouldn't have worked, my next step would have been putting heat in the middle. You got to be careful though, because this is pot metal and it will melt quickly. My next problem is this won't come off. They typically don't. And you got to make sure that the valve body don't twist on you. You're going to snap the faucet and have to replace the whole thing. Now I normally put the torch on here to heat this up, get it nice and hot. The problem is this plastic acrylic or whatever that's made out of will start to catch fire and burn. The fumes are kind of strong, they burn when you inhale them. Be careful. Maybe turn the bathroom fan on or something. This don't need to come off, but I'm taking it off anyway. That's just a dial to set the temperature on it. And then fumes off that plastic are horrible. There we go, like butter. And when you put this back on at the end of doing all this, just put it hand tight and put some heat grease around the inside of it, so to try to avoid it from seizing up. So either A, the heat caused it to expand and contract and come loose, or B, I melted enough of that plastic to make it work. I'm going to dip this in the toilet. Oh yay, there's toilet paper in there. Yay, it's still there. Did that shut off?
No, it still says record.
Alright, of course the next step is replacing this cartridge. The cartridge is going to cost you about 50 bucks at the store. You can rebuild them and put new rubbers in these. Ooh, that's toasty. But I mean, it'll work. But you have to get this out because this slides into this piece through these little grooves right here, and it only goes in one way. You got to watch where those tits are at. Remember how you took it out so that you know how to put it back in. Your stop was on this side. Those little tits will slide into place. It's always better just to replace the whole thing, forget rebuilding it. I don't care for Delta. These always seize up inside there, they're a pain in the butt. I mean, I guess they do last, and that's the problem. They last long enough that they get in there and get stuck. So you gotta fight getting them out. I didn't bring no sandpaper up with me. Normally I'll sand this down on the inside so that the new one goes back in there in place. The inside of the faucet. If you can see inside there.
You want me right there and grab something?
Yeah, if you don't care. So there's 2 holes, one on each side there for the back side of that cartridge to go into. And then this is your tub spout hole, and that's your shower head hole. So that's the only things you gotta look for on the inside when you put this cartridge back in. We're gonna wait on my partner to go down here and grab some sandpaper so we can sand them sides down a little bit. And then the cartridge should go in pretty good. So here's the new one that we're going to be putting back in place of it. Looks like it's got a bunch of heat grease on it already.
Yeah, that's where I rebuilt that.
So again, our stop was on that side. If you wanted to rebuild the inside, you can. You got to put it back in, press a little bit, twist and lock. But when we took this out, the stop was on that side because we want our handle to turn like that. I normally always start mine going in a little bit like that. I'll get it down in there. I'll twist it, fill it catch, and if we can, push it all the way in. Which it's not wanting to do. We gotta line those up with those holes in the back, and then this will push down into it. So that's what we're looking for, because obviously right there, it's right there, bam. Okay, so we're in there. Now that brass ring,
Oh, I didn't bring no
heat grease. That's alright.
Grab some real quick, or
yeah. So it's always best to put a little grease, something in here, lubricant, something, so it don't seize up. But when I put these back together, I like put them hand tight, because really all you're trying to do is prevent this from flying out. There's an O-ring on that cartridge to, here's the old one, the O-ring on the cartridge to prevent the water from coming out. So you don't need to do nothing but keep that in place. So this thing don't have to be tight at all. It'll make your job easier, or the job for the next guy a little easier. So, bam, hand tight, collar good. Always like to put my sleeve back on. And then you just start going backwards on your process. Get your handle in there. Never mind, we've got a piece off of it. You can't take these out or the handle will just spin all the way around. So this is a temperature setting. You guide it off of that piece there where there's a little line. It's hard to see on this one, but
now can you feel it lock in place when you push it in?
yeah, it clicks. There's gears on it. Snap it on into place. Go ahead and go shoot and turn that water on. That way we make sure the handle is lined up like it needs to be. I'm gonna get all this debris up so we're not losing anything down the drain. Oh, there's inside there's a balancing spool. You can't remove it either or the pressure won't work right. I hate Delta. So he's gonna shoot downstairs at the main and turn the water back on for us. Our next video, we're going to be taking this out without the normal dumbbell. Turn this off. That way I know when the water's on. It's hard to see on this little piece, but it's got a spot on it that says hotter and then colder. If you line that piece up with that notch, he's got the hot water off too, so. So, you line that dial up with that piece right there, and it's right where it needs to be. Again, he's got the now you can go, he's got the hot water off, so that's why the pressure ain't next to nothing, but you can take it all the way to there and allow the maximum amount of hot water to come in, which is what we want to do. Turn the softener back on. In our local jurisdictions, state code says no more than 120 degrees coming out of the faucet. Well, it's residential, so yay, the inspectors get to manipulate code. Depends on how they feel that morning, I guess. Some of them want only 112. Some of them are willing to stick to the 120. That's what these dials are for. Anti-scald. So you can regulate the temperature no matter what happens at the water heater. But again, we're going to set it so we can get whatever's coming out of the heater is going to come out of here. Let all the air out, maybe some debris. And then now we're going to go backwards, start putting the faucet back together. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to put some grease down in that bad boy so we don't have to fight getting it off. Must be all the way in there. I just didn't remember seeing that gap. And then you get in there with your 7/32 screw. Tighten down that set screw. Don't have to be real tight. Just get it to where it's almost practically hand tight, not to where you're cranking down on it. And I'd say grease this too. That way it comes out with ease. And then that's it. And that's how you rebuild a Delta Monitor faucet with a weird ass.